We got Johnathan Hawkins. He's the regional sales manager for Thielmann. Good to see you. And Thielmann is one of our fine sponsors of this whole thing. Thank you so much for, getting us here and helping us put this thing on. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thank you for having us, and thank you for, bringing this out to everybody.
Yeah, I think it's a fun concept. This is the first time that we've ever done something like this, so it's exciting to be behind the desk, asking questions, talking to people like yourself. Maybe for our audience, introduce Thielmann, what it is that you guys are all about, who some of your clients are, and what you guys do.
Yeah, not a problem. Thielmann Container was formerly known as Port of Knox. We've been a keg manufacturer for many, many years. Altogether, all of our companies combined have been together for about 275 years. We are one of the leading keg manufacturers in the world. We do produce, I believe we do produce the most amount of kegs.
I think 1.5 million kegs is what I read.
1.8 last year.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
You got to update your website.
I know. Trust me.
Get on those guys.
Get on those guys.
Yeah.
And this year it's going to be even more.
Wow.
And we supply everybody. We supply from all the way to the big guys, all the way to the little guys, from your Anheuser-Busch's to your Miller Coors, down to the guy who wants 10 kegs and he's doing it out of his garage and he's trying to figure it out. And I pick up the phone, I'll call him. We're that kind of company.
Awesome. Well, it's great that you have such a diverse group of clients. I got to ask, I think the biggest question for me, and kind of touched on this in some of our other interviews, but I'm really curious to hear it from your perspective. This whole tariff issue with aluminum and steel, what kind of impact is that having on a business like Thielmann's, and what kind of uncertainty does it bring to sort of the future of where you guys are headed?
It brings an uncertainty across the board. Not just with keg manufacturing, but your canning operations. Everybody's now, we're not into aluminum, we're only stainless steel.
Right.
However, we do buy U.S. made, so all of our stainless steel is purchased here in the U.S. for our kegs. We export it out to our plant in Mexico, we manufacture, and then we bring them back in. So technically we are buying U.S. steel.
So you're shielded from it.
We're pretty much shielded from it. If there were to come into any other time where they change that, we'll roll with the punches. We have it set up where we're going to take care of our customer. The tariffs, yeah, it is scary. Yeah, okay, let's work to it, but we're here to help. We're going to protect our customer and work with the government, and hopefully we can keep growing.
Yeah, we've heard, the Beer Institute and larger brewers be pretty vocal in opposition to these aluminum and steel tariffs. How about on the supplier side? Are you guys assembling a group to educate lawmakers about the sort of downsides of a tariff on steel and, the ramifications that it could have for a business like yours?
Yeah, internally, this is going to be up in our upper levels, our executives. They come together, and they do. We have individuals in our company that are writing white papers, that are getting, bringing people together and educating them on, hey, listen, if we keep going down this road, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
With our company, we manufacture in Mexico, and we manufacture in Spain, and that's where our original plant's from. So we still bring in product from Spain. Well, with the tariffs with the EU, it's scary, And so, yeah, we do. We bring them in. We educate. We work with the government, saying, hey, listen, we're going to do this. What can we do so we can keep these down? We know what's going on with China. We know what's going on with the EU. How do we work together to make sure everybody has a fair place in the market? Yeah.
What are you hearing from brewers as you talk to them and just try to understand their needs? Are they worried about this stuff too?
Absolutely. Anytime you deal with the tariff, what happens? The price goes up. It's just like with the stock market. When people get scared, they either sell or they buy, and they drives the cost up and down. So we really have to sit with the brewers and say, hey, listen, we're safe. We're good.
Yeah.
And so we try to keep a consistent pricing with them, and across the board, just work with the brewers saying, it's okay. We're here for the long haul.
Yeah.
And the brewers, they're nervous. A lot of them are nervous, especially the smaller guys. When you get into a larger application, there's buying power and that kind of stuff, and everybody knows about it. But what we're trying to do is go with the little guy and say, we're going to take care of you.
Yeah.
We're going to help you out. What do we need to do? All right, we're going to raise our price a little bit. All right, let's help you on the shipping. Whatever needs to happen, just as an example. So make everybody equal and, work together.
And hopefully you get through it. One of the other questions I wanted to ask you is just sort of about rotation nation on the on-premise. The on-premise environment is just a bear to figure out for a lot of these brewers. I mean, there's almost 7,000 breweries out there now, all competing for a finite amount of tap handles. Yeah. It's, one keg in, and then you might wait a couple of months. How has that affected the types of kegs that they're purchasing, and just the sizes of kegs that they're shifting towards? Like, what are you seeing in the types of kegs that you're delivering to customers that maybe gives you some insight into just how the on-premise world is evolving?
As a market trend, we watch trends. We see what's going on. It's weird. This year is the first time that we don't have our big pops in our buying seasons. It's like it's supposed to be dead in the industry. People are buying kegs, and we're like, oh, what's going on? And then we go a step further. We look at gastropubs. We look at all these restaurants that are opening up. Well, they're asking for kegs. They're asking for this, and they're asking for that. What we're finding is the brewers are more comfortable going away from half barrel, going to your quarter, or even going to your sixtel, your 1/6 barrel. So we're watching those rise up, and half barrel is still there. Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants to have that big keg in there of whatever. But when brewers are now brewing sour beers, fruit beers, all these crazy concoctions out there.
Yep.
Well, you don't necessarily want to throw it in a big half barrel.
Yeah.
You want to put it in a sixtel and spread the wealth some more, but you get that better rotation.
Yep.
Do we work with our brewers to help them understand, like, go get your kegs back and all this logistics stuff? Of course, we're here to help.
Yeah.
What can we do to make sure that you guys are getting good rotation? Get good insight on that part. But yeah, we do see it. I mean, we do, and it's the trend in the market. As we're selling, and we have another division of our company that does tanks. We have fermentation aseptic style tank that a lot of the brewers are buying because they can do a small batch of, let's just say, 200 gallons. And then they can do a limited run and do these out small batch stuff and get it out there. I mean, we all remember what happened with Pliny, and all these guys that came out.
An amazing beer, by the way.
Amazing beer, an amazing brewery, and good people to start with. And, you go through these. So these guys, you got to figure out, we'll do that for everybody, and then you'll have that one star that grows, and we're with them.
Yeah. We got a couple minutes left. Sure. Talk to me a little bit about this Speedy Keg program that you guys have. What's it all about, and how is it helping smaller brewers?
Speedy Keg's a great opportunity. A lot of people don't realize that Thielmann is now in the U.S. It used to be this big international name. It would only sell to the big guys. Well, we have a sales team here. We have myself. We have my partner in crime, Garrick Foote, and we split the country in half, and we've gone around. And what we do is we offer any of these breweries anything under 500 kegs. I'll get it to you within 5 to 7 business days.
Wow,
that's with embossing and silk screening.
That's huge.
We'll take care of you, and that comes to your door, ready to operate.
Now is that like leading the industry in terms of speed, or?
We are one of the fastest ones.
Yeah.
I can't talk about my counter, with all my competitors. However, we're all friends, and they do some similar programs. However, I've done 24-hour turnaround times with 500 kegs, no problem.
Wow.
So it's something we offer now. We don't have to do a big plan, or I'm going to purchase this in 4 months, I'm going to send it to the factory and then have this big truckload. Hey, I got this special beer I want to make. I need 200 kegs. Do you have them in stock? Sure. Let's emboss them and let's take care of it.
Awesome. I mean, that seems like it would be a huge help given the uncertainty that we talked about in the on-premise world.
Absolutely.
They might create a new beer, might pilot it, has some success, scale it up. All of a sudden, what they thought was just going to rotate in once or twice, the retailer actually wants to hang on to, and suddenly they need more kegs. Well, they need to get them quick. 24-hour turnaround, that seems like pretty helpful.
It's a big help. I mean, we run into this all the time, and it's great. We're located in Houston, Texas, and our factory, or our warehouse, not our factory, is ready to go at any time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
It was a pleasure. Chris. And if you haven't done so yet and you're in the industry, check out Thielmann Kegs. They're a wonderful sponsor of ours. And yeah, that is the first part of our program.